I'd like to welcome everybody here this afternoon. My name is Carrie O'Donnell, and I'm an associate editor and writer with New England Film, and I've been asked to moderate, which thank you very much, Dan. And I also work with The Independent. I'm an associate editor with books, and we're working on a book on film distribution. So maybe next year we'll do that class.
You know, all these things we were talking about, the kid who got the movie deal, and, you know, shit my dad says, getting a movie deal through Twitter. It's about the content. And like Leslie said, making something go viral, it's really about, is it interesting? Is it good stuff? And when if you have a Q&A, wouldn't it have been cool if during Agadez's Q&A, somebody was either broadcasting that online or tweeting about it or doing Facebook updates, or even if they took video and then put that on the site. I don't know if they did afterwards, but you can take little clips like that. You think about all the different marketing things you can do. Well, you can repurpose all those things too, and that's interesting stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that people share.
Well, like Amy and I, Amy's my co-founder of Film Pop, and she was supposed to be here today, but our film and our panel were at the same time, and what she's doing is taking one of my favorite little phone programs called QIK.com, which is free, and it works on all of your smartphones, and she's videotaping the Q&A after Drunk Boat as we speak, which we have set to immediately broadcast a live link to Facebook and Twitter. So if you're on Facebook and you see our quick watch this on the Drunk Boat site, you can click it, and while the video is going, you can comment and ask questions of your own.
That's awesome.
And it lives as a file forever on your Facebook site.
That's really cool. You know, the point that I wanted to make about what everyone's saying about content is that this type of content we're talking about is giving you permission to be in front of people. It's what I call trading value for attention. So if you want people to pay attention to you, you have to give them some good stuff to be interested in. Otherwise, you know, they're not going to pay attention to you talking about your movie. You know, even someone who's interested in your movie, they're going to eventually go, okay, I heard that already, thank you. So you need to have other reasons, or give them other reasons to pay attention to you. And that could be you being, giving them advice, you giving them tips, you giving them cool, interesting content like the Q&A clips, whatever it is. But and then, yes, they're attaching it to you, they're attaching it to your project, and then able to maybe navigate through to your website and check things out. And so you're using a lot of different types of content for different people, depending on who wants to consume it. They're all leading back to you.
When in
project.
doubt, talk about zombies or bacon, because for some
Yeah.
reason
Zombies,
those are the
bacon.
most searched words on the
Weird.
internet right now.
Also, I mean,
See a
another
movie
thing,
about zombies and bacon.
another powerful question you can ask your audience is, what's going on with you? You know, ask them. And people love talking about themselves. If you can get people to talk about themselves and about their interests and what's going on, and you can tie that back into what you're doing from a marketing perspective. I mean, if you honestly care about what the other person actually is going on in their life, that helps too. But I mean, if you can go ahead and tie this back to what you're doing, you can create a personal connection that way. And that person feels now connected to what you're talking about, what you're doing, and they feel like they have a stake in it, and they're probably more apt to, at that point, continue to follow, listen, and then not only the listening part I love it better. I love it much more when people are actively participating and talking. So I don't have to do all the talking. I have people doing talking for me, and that as someone who, you know, I interview a lot of filmmakers and stuff like that. I love speaking on behalf of other filmmakers. I love it more when a filmmaker will go like, "Did you see that great thing on Film Snobbery?" You know, and then I get more traffic based on what happens to that. And I think that helping other people will get you a return in return, one way or another. So ask people how they're doing. Tie it back to your stuff.
Yeah, and that also ties into, we're talking about the content that you're putting out, but you also need to respond. Be part of that conversation. Pay attention to what people are saying about you and to you on Twitter, because there's nothing worse than saying, "I loved your film." If one of your followers says, "I loved your film, but how'd you get this certain effect or something on Twitter," and then you don't respond for 2 months, that's not good. It's because you're getting people in the store and then you're not closing the sale, right? So I think that part's important too. Same with Facebook and MySpace. There's conversations. Like on your Facebook page, I would suggest letting people comment, setting it so that you have comments from others. And then you have to watch, because if you're going to get spam on there. There's probably ways you can keep that spam off, but you know,
It's
you
never
have,
100%.
yeah, you have to pay attention. You have to be involved. And you want people to comment and talk to you, but you also need to talk back to them. That's really important.
And to that point, because again, not to overwhelm everybody, you can imagine in your mind you're thinking, oh my God, I have to monitor my Twitter account and my Facebook and my MySpace. There are third-party monitoring tools that you can use. So Hootsuite is a great one. TweetDeck, of course. CodeTweet.
Code
yeah.
tweet I
I mean,
use. Yeah.
tons of tools out there that you can aggregate all of your social activity into one place. And then you can monitor that one spot versus all of these various spots. And it makes it easy. And actually, I find that I don't really understand how the Facebook algorithm works, but I know that it just it cuts out many updates from people. So let's say you have 700 friends, you're only seeing a certain amount of those friends' updates on your wall, for example.
Interaction and
Right.
popularity.
Right, so it's based on all 3-4 different factors, but in Hootsuite and in these third-party tools, they bring in everything, almost. So I monitor that just to see these other updates because social media, as well as email, these are interactive mediums.
And
Can't
I
just be
think-
broadcasting. We need to be, as Brian's point,
And I think Constant
interacting.
Contact has social media tools as well to use
We
in
do.
there. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, you can monitor your campaigns, I'm assuming, in Constant Contact and their impact in your social media as well as just through your email.
Right, yeah, so we monitor the integration of email and social, and we also have a tool called Nutshell Mail, which is a social media aggregator like I've talked about, but instead of it being another dashboard that you go to, that's a website that you visit, it's an email that's delivered to you. Brings your social activity into an email so you can take a look at it whenever you're ready and interact with it on your own time.